Gallery Experience. How to Display Art. Episode 4, Too Many Subjects in One Exhibition. Have you ever walked into an exhibition and wondered what all the paintings have in common? There is a portrait on one wall, a landscape on another, then a still life, then an abstract painting, then flowers, then animals, then a nude figure, then a city scene. Every painting may be beautiful. Every artist may be talented. But somehow, the exhibition doesn't feel connected. This is one of the biggest challenges when displaying art. How much variety is too much? Artists naturally want to show everything they can do. They may think, I have worked on portraits for years. I also paint landscapes. I have some abstracts. I have several floral paintings. And I have these figurative works. Why not show them all? The answer is simple. Because an exhibition is not necessarily a catalog of everything an artist can do. It is an experience for the viewer. And the viewer needs some kind of connection. That connection can come from many places. It can be a common subject. It can be a similar color palette. It can be a particular emotion. It can be a consistent style. It can be a story. Or it can simply be the way the paintings communicate with one another. Imagine entering a room where every painting has completely different colors, subjects, sizes, and styles. Your eyes have to constantly reset. The red painting leads you somewhere. The quiet blue landscape leads somewhere else. Then a dramatic portrait appears. Then an abstract. Then a flower painting. The viewer may begin asking, what am I supposed to be seeing here? The exhibition may contain excellent individual paintings. But together, they may feel like several different exhibitions placed in the same room. This doesn't mean that artists should never show different subjects. Variety can be wonderful. The problem is not variety. The problem is the absence of a visual or emotional relationship. Think about a dinner party. You can serve many different foods. But there should still be some sense that they belong together. The same principle applies to an exhibition. You need a reason for the viewer to move from one artwork to the next. One of the easiest ways to create that connection is through color. Imagine an exhibition containing portraits, landscapes, and still lives. The subjects are different. But perhaps all of the paintings use warm earth tones. Suddenly, they begin to feel related. The viewer may not consciously notice why. But the exhibition feels more harmonious. Another possibility is theme. Perhaps the paintings all explore solitude. One painting shows a person sitting alone. Another shows an empty landscape. Another shows an abandoned room. Another shows a single tree. The subjects are different. But emotionally, they belong together. The viewer begins to understand the exhibition as a conversation about loneliness. This is much stronger than simply putting random paintings together. You can also organize an exhibition around a journey. Imagine beginning with paintings showing youth. Then moving toward adulthood. Then aging. Then memory. Now the exhibition has a story. The viewer isn't simply walking past pictures. They are moving through an idea. This can be especially powerful for a solo exhibition. An artist may have created work over many years. Instead of showing everything chronologically, they can select works that create a meaningful progression. Perhaps the exhibition begins with observation. Then moves toward experimentation. Then becomes more personal. Then ends with the artist's current work. The viewer experiences the development of the artist's thinking. Another approach is to create separate rooms or sections. If you have many different subjects, don't necessarily force them into one visual conversation. Give each group its own space. One room can be portraits. Another can be landscapes. Another can be figurative work. Another can be abstract work. Now the variety becomes intentional. The viewer understands that they are entering different chapters. This is very different from putting everything together on one wall. The wall itself becomes a kind of punctuation. It tells the viewer, this section is finished. Something new begins here. There is also another issue that artists sometimes don't consider. Your strongest subject may become diluted when surrounded by unrelated work. Suppose you are known for figurative painting. People come to your exhibition expecting to see the human figure. But when they enter, they see 20 landscapes and only 3 figures. The viewer may leave wondering what the exhibition was actually about. Your strongest artistic identity has become hidden. This is why editing matters. You don't have to show everything you have created. You can save some paintings for another exhibition. This can actually make people more interested. If you show everything at once, there may be nothing left to discover. But if you create a focused exhibition, people may begin to wonder. What will the artist do next? This is particularly important for artists who want to build a recognizable identity. A strong artistic identity doesn't mean you can only paint one subject for the rest of your life. It means that people can recognize something about your way of seeing. Perhaps it is your use of light. Your treatment of the human body. Your colors. Your brushwork. Your emotional atmosphere. Your way of composing figures. Your subject can change while your artistic voice remains recognizable. And this is where exhibition design becomes very powerful. A curator can help an artist discover connections between works that may not be obvious at first. Perhaps 2 paintings look completely different. But they have similar movement. Or similar light. Or similar emotional tension. That connection can become the reason they are displayed together. The viewer doesn't need to know the explanation. They simply feel that the works belong together. Now let's consider group exhibitions. This problem becomes even more complicated when several artists are involved. Imagine 15 artists. One paints landscapes. Another paints portraits. Another paints abstract art. Another creates sculpture. Another photographs architecture. Another creates figurative paintings. If every artist simply brings whatever they want, the exhibition can quickly become visually chaotic. But the organizer can establish a theme. For example, humanity, nature, memory, identity, transformation, beauty, migration, home. Then every artist can interpret the theme differently. Now the differences become interesting. The exhibition has diversity without losing unity. The theme becomes the thread connecting everything together. And sometimes, the most successful group exhibitions are not the ones where all the art looks alike. They are the ones where different artists respond to the same idea in completely different ways. That creates conversation. And conversation is what an exhibition should encourage. So before you hang your next exhibition, look at all your paintings together. Don't ask only, which ones are good? Ask, which ones belong together? What connects them? Is it color? Subject? Mood? Technique? Story? Emotion? Or perhaps simply the way they make the viewer feel? And if you cannot find a connection, don't be afraid to leave a painting out. That doesn't mean the painting isn't good. It may simply belong to another exhibition. Remember, an exhibition is not your entire studio. It is a carefully selected experience. You are not showing the viewer everything you have made. You are showing them something you want them to experience. And sometimes, the strongest exhibition is created not by adding more paintings, but by removing the ones that interrupt the conversation. Because when the subjects, colors, emotions, and ideas begin to work together, the exhibition stops feeling like a collection of individual paintings. It begins to feel like one complete work. This is the gallery experience.